and gentlemen, it is your boy, Sam Gilstrap. That name's got a ring to it like a wedding vow. So please get down on one knee and I will say yes immediately. This quarantine has got me so alone. But through the gift of podcasts, I have friends. Through the gift of Zoom, I have theater. And today we marry all of those things with me. How's it going, everybody? Welcome back, Ghosties. Today is episode 51 with our main man, Tom House. Tom, how's it going, brother?
Good. Thank you so much for having me at number 51. That's
Absolutely.
awesome.
I'm glad you're here, maybe. The little housekeeping before we get started. As always, that song that brings us in and sends us out is War by the Hypnotic Brass Ensemble. So please go to iTunes and cop that joint. Follow them on Spotify. They have some good stuff. As well as our first official sponsor, Susan Ramsdorf Terry, is making masks with solid color, as well as Star Wars, Harry Potter, Avengers, and other fabrics. She can acquire other patterns as well. You can stay safe and support a local costume designer for just $10 a mask. You can reach out to Susan Ramsdorf Terry on Facebook or send us an email at theghostlights@outlook.com to be in touch with Susan. I hope you get out there and get your mask, because although we are in Colorado, like loosening our grip on some of the regulations that were in place with this quarantine, it does not mean you should not have your masks. Some stores will not let you in without them. That is something you need to wear. Yes, it may infringe on your comfortable rights, but I'd rather live than be comfortable. So please put your masks on. Thank you, everybody. Our unofficial drink sponsor is the Caramigos Mezcal Tequila. George Clooney, you've given me ER and good, smooth, smoky tequila. Oh, that's good. That's damn good.
Have you ever seen an agave plant, Sam?
Huh? No.
Have you ever? They're humongous. That's why tequila is so expensive. They're like taller than 6 or 7 feet.
Ooh. I need to go, like, tour a place that makes tequila when next time I'm in Mexico.
Oh, that's a good idea.
Definitely. Dan, what are you drinking tonight?
What am I drinking?
Yeah, what are you drinking? Tell the folks. Tell the folks at home. They want to know.
I got, generic Merlot. Nothing exciting.
Did it come out of a box or bottle?
No, it came out of a bottle. I honestly don't even know what it is, and I don't want to get up to go look at it.
Yeah, you don't need to. It's fine. It's fine.
It's delicious.
I don't want you to stress yourself. I just wanted to know.
Yep.
Tom, what are you smoking tonight? We got a cigar?
Oh, yeah. I have a Undercrown by Drew Estates. It's a double Corona.
Ooh, that sounds good.
Yeah. It's very full. It's not for the faint of heart.
That is a cigar that your boy probably will need to age up into and have more experience. Right now, I'm still a youngin' out here in these cigar smoking streets.
Well, I've been smoking for like 5 years, and I smoke every night because it's this dumb Pavlovian thing where I have to smoke cigars to then write, and I write every day, and so I smoke cigars and I go write. So it took me about 2 years before I could have one of these and not get sick at the end.
That's definitely a trial by fire, I'd say.
Oh yeah.
It took you 2 years to get through it without getting sick afterwards.
Oh, the missus was not pleased about that journey.
Yeah, I'm sure. There are very few. I mean, yeah, it's an acquired taste for everybody involved.
Through sickness and health, though, right? It doesn't matter if sickness is self-inflicted.
That's right.
Yeah.
Well, some people can get a pass.
That's true.
Got a pass. So, Tom, you have been awesome enough to give me an opportunity to act again in the C19 Theatrical Response Team weekly event this week. And what is the show that you wrote and are directing for this project?
Okay, this could get a little involved, and I'm sorry if I sound pretentious, but I'm going to own that.
All right.
I
have a podcast, so I can hear the sound of my voice.
But you have a beautiful voice. You really do. It's smooth and silky. Oh,
see what I did?
You're a couple notes below Barry White. Honestly, you're almost there.
Oh yeah.
So with the Zoom format, it's an interesting opportunity for me to like merge theater, quote unquote, with film, right? And film is what I'm far more comfortable with.
Yeah.
And what I found though is in a lot of Zoom plays, taking a narrative for longer than 10 to 15 minutes gets a bit cumbersome.
Mhm.
Just because, and that has nothing to do with the material or the actors or directing it or anything like that. It's the format,
Yeah.
and the format's limited, and owning those limits, I think, is what you have to do to be successful in this
Absolutely.
format. And so what I wanted to do is write 3 short plays
Mhm.
that are kind of thematically linked to each other, um, and they kind of range the gamut. Like a couple of them are funny, and one of them is very personal for me, but that's like a whole thing.
Yes. Well, what is the can you break down, like, what are the 3 main chunks of your and what's the title again?
The derivative havoc of 3 short plays, which I thought was a clever title,
That's
because it's all references to other stuff. Which, Sam, you've worked with me now twice on
yeah.
stuff, and I'm very referential in stuff that I do. I try to use it as seasoning, to make
Mm,
uh, to make narratives a little bit more tasty, I guess.
absolutely. Yeah.
And
It's like a
so the
little bit of
first one,
tahini on your glass.
right? Yeah, yeah. Oh, I like that. Um, so the first one is the Phantom of the Opera. It's a play on Phantom of the Opera, done through Donald Bartholomew, who wrote this short story about somebody trying to convince the Phantom to get plastic surgery. And
Mm,
I thought that was a beautiful idea, and it could be explored in a short format. The second one, I couldn't get the rights to do play because Beckett's family is like super
yeah,
controlling of the rights and stuff. So I was like, I'll just write my own. And so I wrote my own version of play,
nice.
and titled it Play Two. Uh, and the third one is about Don Quixote and why he can't, why he's unallowed to adventure on that particular day, which is the one you're in, and you play Sancho Panza, and it's lovely.
Oh, man. It's a real fun piece. It's and it smokes, like, what I mean by smokes, it just clips. Like, it just there's no way to not, like, have fun reading that out, and when you get to play with Jim Hunt and Joy Hyatt, who are both involved in the project, I mean, yeah, you're gonna have a good
Yeah,
time right there.
try
Strap in for
being
that one at least, everybody.
try being the director. We were like, Jim, I need you to do this, and it's so weird because he has the character almost immediately when he
Oh,
says
yeah.
it, and it's
Oh, man.
yeah.
He was late, and he had it knocked out of the park.
But that's something that the Zoom format has given me, this opportunity to work with actors like Jim Hunt, where I like theater and I want to direct theater at some point,
Mhm.
but I would never have gotten this opportunity if not for Bradley and Dan's doing the COVID-19 Theatrical Response Team
Yeah.
thing. And I mean, now I get to write my material, and I don't know, it's very liberating and amazing.
Yeah, it's a great opportunity, and I'm glad that they've like I've said over the last couple of podcasts, I've been really fortunate that not only am I friends with both of these gentlemen, but they respect me enough. They respect what I do on stage to ask me to be involved, or I should say, even let me to be involved. And it's been one of the things that's kept me sane. These days are not easy, and when you're an artist who, I mean, as a lot of us have, and some on opening night lost work.
Yeah.
We overnight, it felt like we were just boom, you have no job. And now that we don't have a job, does that mean we stop being artists? Do we stop acting? Do we stop creating? And
Right.
there are multiple people all over the nation and the world that are trying to get not only content out there, but like good content, and
Hmm.
focus on the craft. And then I think you're right. With this medium, it takes specificity, and it takes buy-in. Like,
Oh
okay,
yeah.
this isn't perfect, but we're gonna make it as damn near perfect as we possibly can.
Oh yeah, the format's definitely limited, and it's not perfect. I mean, I try to get you guys as close to an artistic expression as possible.
Mhm.
Um, but again, this is like a bastardization of film and theater. It's not really either of them, so it's not really fulfilling, I'm sure, for you guys as much as theater or film would be.
When I started, I would definitely say that was the case for me, and that was my own personal biases that created
Hmm.
that idea in my head. Um, I there's something about being in the room physically with somebody else.
Hmm.
There's something about that connection, and human beings can can do some can go down some dark roads without that connection.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
And some of us can with that connection, but it's harder to go down those roads when you've got people. And when you're an actor, you pull so much from that other person. I mean, you can do all the research in the world with the script and make all the choices you want to make in rehearsal, but another person in front of you doing something different tonight, that makes it exciting and it brings it out of you. And there, it's harder because, you know, if you're not, I mean, up to this point, we haven't done memorization, so it's not like all into the camera box. It's have a moment, look at their lines, scroll, back up.
Right.
But that's still, I mean, like I said, if you're using this as a, if you're 100% committed to it, you understand that this is a great opportunity to work at specific tools. Cold
Oh yeah.
copy technique, cold copy technique. This is, it's important. It's the best way to go into a callback or an audition where they're handing you a side. If you can pull the words off the page and deliver those lines with intention and with backed by a relationship based choice, you can secure a lot of jobs.
Right. Well, and then at the end of the week too, you get to perform it for some people, which is not as cathartic, obviously, as an opening night, but it's
Mhm.
still something. You
Yeah,
know, it's still something there. Yeah,
definitely. And got to keep the sharp. We got to keep those tools sharp.
absolutely.
There's gonna be an opening night again. You're gonna have another, you know, release night party. People are gonna come to the theater. They're gonna pack the Oriental and they're gonna want to see the next Tom House joint.
Thank you.
No problem. I mean, I
So,
mean that's we're gonna once we get to that place, if that's, you know, back scene or we just open up the doors, period.
right.
Like that, those days are gonna come, and I talk to myself a lot, and one of the things I've been telling myself over and over again, like George Kittle on the sideline after we lost to the Chiefs this year, I'm gonna come back with a vengeance.
Your
I am.
football references are a bit over my head. I'm sorry.
It's totally fine. It's totally fine. You've got some references that go over my head.
A
But
little
anyway,
bit.
yeah, like I'm gonna come back with a vengeance, and we should be doing everything that we can right now to make sure that we're staying sharp and staying focused and
Absolutely.
staying ready. One of the things that I love about the derivative, or the what was it again?
The
Derivative havoc.
derivative havoc of three short plays.
Yes, the derivative havoc of three short plays. There are commercial interludes. Yes.
Yes. Yeah, one of them is for Taco Town, which is a reference to a play that Luke Sorge wrote.
Mhm.
I reference all these like professional people I've never met, and I wanted to do one for one of my best friends. I wanted to do one for Luke,
Great.
and then the second one is one of my daughter's favorite book characters, and so she's doing that as the
Oh,
second one.
thank you.
Yeah.
Oh man, it's so great that you're getting your daughter involved.
Oh, she gets very stage frighty, so this is like perfect because she doesn't have to be
Mhm.
on screen. She just has to move a puppet. So she's very, very in love with it. And she gets to be with Mr. Curtis and Miss Elena, and she loves both of them. So she's like, I get to be in a play with Mr. Curtis. It's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Those, both of those people are friends of not only the Ghost Sites podcast, but of mine. And I'm really happy that through this time they're involved in a project. They bring a lot of energy to it and a lot of artistic charisma.
Oh, and a ton of creativity.
Yeah.
Curtis is like this madman of ideas. Like he'll come up with an idea and it inspires me to go, oh, I gotta write this thing. Like that short we did the 14 plays through quarantine days thing, right? And there's like limitations and stuff. And that like ignited my muse to write like that night. I wrote it in a night and sent it off that day. And it was I don't know. I don't know where I was going with that. But Elena is also, her instincts are just insane.
Mm.
You know, she's so good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're both risk takers. I'm really lucky to count them as friends and peers at this point in my career.
Right.
Yeah.
You're definitely up there. Yeah.
Well, thank you, man. Ladies and gentlemen, make sure that you tune in to Facebook. The C19 Theatrical Response Team page will be sharing this with us live at 2 p.m. So make sure that you step in, take a gander at the derivative havoc of three short plays by Tom House. He's written everything, and he's directing it all, and he's got some great people behind him. And I had the liberty of overhearing the Taco Town commercial today. Don't want to miss that. Speaking of Taco Town, a good friend of mine, Bradley Abeda, wanted to ask, "Hey Tom, you
Yeah.
up? You up?"
Yeah. Yeah. Definitely.
Nice.